Hello guys. Sorry about the was having some technical difficulty with the stream. Actually with my headphone. Now hopefully everything is fixed. Let's get started. Welcome to the stream. Happy Friday everyone. Hopefully you guys are having a good day so far. And let's get started. Looks like the HDR lagging is still on. Kind of frustrating. Opening is 7-6 suited under the but gonna go for it. King Jack facing a 3-bet in front of us. Just gonna fold. I'm gonna try to play a little bit longer today because obviously it's Friday and won't be streaming for the next 2 days unless I feel like putting in a weekend session. But it hasn't happened so far in the past month or so. Weekend is pretty much family time. Already been playing way too many poker. Way more than I should. However, we do have overpair, so using a larger sizing and hopefully just take it down, and then we did. Ace-9 offsuit under the gun, we're just gonna fold. And facing under the gun +1 3-bet. We can go for it 4-bet, we can go for it call. Against an unknown player with a big stack, I think we go for a call. Ace-Queen suited doesn't play that bad out of position, even though it's under the gun versus +1. And once again, sorry about the technical difficulty issues. So the turn sizing just tells me that he's not the greatest player on that kind of board using that kind of sizing on the turn. And we got a dunk bet here on the flop. It is a pretty easy jam here, I think. He's never folding anything. We can call and then call a turn jam, but I feel like just get it in because he's never folding anything after he put in this kind of bet. And he's joined it. We're just gonna give up this flop. It's just like it doesn't connect with us at all, and then it's just no point for us to go crazy. Here, pocket 8's facing a small blind 3-bet. Seems like a pretty bad player. Definitely there. Here we flop a stat, and then he used a pretty big sizing. And then against this player, I don't expect him to ever fold, like Ace King or something. So we're just gonna call on a pretty dry flop. Not really worry about anything else. And then we still had the second nuts, only losing to kings. And then he used a smaller sizing again. That's a little bit concerning, but not too much. Just gives a backdoor flush draw, but I think we raise a little bit here, like a mid raise. Just because, okay, he just folded. That's kind of weird. So I guess he had like queens there, or like even like just absolute air, like ace queen. We could have just flat and then let him bluff the river, but I don't think he will. When he the best hand. Not gonna defend ace-9 off against under the gun range. He does use the larger bet. If there's like a spade on the flop, I think we're definitely continuing. But without a spade, it's okay to just fold. Calling there can definitely generate some problem for us down the road. I mean down the turn and river, that's what I mean. This guy opens so loose. And with the fish in the big blind, I feel like we go for a rare play of just cold calling in the small blind. Just because this guy has to be a fish, and then this guy is pretty bad as well, so I don't mind playing out of position against them. Here, alright, we're checking back. Check calling on this flop, even though he used a larger sizing. We could actually go for a check raise when he used a larger sizing like that. But we're just gonna call. And he's almost always gonna barrel this turn card. And here we're just gonna fold ace queen. And just gonna give it to him when he pot again. And suited, we can consider calling, but like when we start calling king queen offsuit and a 4-bet pot, it's just kind of like asking for trouble. Three betting is okay, calling is okay. Probably go with the call. If we have like ace-5 or ace-4 that's a little bit better connected, we're probably gonna go for a 3-bet. But ace-6 suited is like whatever. It doesn't have any straight potential, so don't mind a call. And we are check calling this flop. And we are check calling this turn. When he checked the turn, I'm just gonna hope that he has like king queen, king jack or something, and gonna call this bet. He might even call with like pocket tens. He has king 3. I guess it didn't really make a difference because if he bet the turn, we're gonna call. So it's a little bit tight for him to check back to pair there. He lose tons of value because if he bet the turn, and then he could very much bet the river, and we might consider calling. There's always a chance that we check. 4-bet and get it in. Folding ace jack off. You want to play there, definitely gonna 3-bet. If we didn't 3-bet, then just gonna basically give it to him. Got some queen 10 offsuit and suited here. Offsuit hand, once we get 3-bet, we can just fold with the pretty easy fold. Suited, we had to see a flop, especially against that player with a high 3-bet percentage. Defend doing jack 8 off. That's a shitty flop. Just check folding here. 7, gonna see a flop. Expecting to barrel here with like any ace X with the overcards and flush straight draw. There are 64 players, so it's not like we have like 30 players or something. We should be able to it shouldn't be taking this long waiting for hands. Hopefully more players gonna log on. Because on ACR, 9 PM Pacific Standard Time is basically the cutoff point for the weekly B Sport. So a lot of people are gonna start logging on after 9 PM to basically grind for next week's B Sport. We're gonna put in a 3-bet here. We haven't been 3-betting much in this session. This is a pretty good hand to start 3-betting. Obviously we block aces and ace king, ace queen. Are gonna start with the small c bet against a pretty pretty loose and aggressive player, looks like. On this turn, we don't have a heart, we don't have flush draw, just a gutter. We can barrel, but I don't think barreling against this guy is a good idea. He almost always have a queen here when he called a c-bet. On this kind of flop, he could have 2 diamonds, but just gonna fold here with ace-6 suited. We open a little bit looser mid position, so here facing mid 3-bet, we're gonna peel a flop. So there's no reason to be cute or anything like that. And defending with queen jack suited. Most likely check calling. Three betting with ace-10 suited versus cut up open on the button. He does use a larger sizing. We're actually gonna fold here. This guy doesn't c-bet that much. When he used the sizing for c-bet, we actually don't beat anything. He could have like better ace there, like ace jack, queen jack. Pretty good flop for our 3-betting range. Not the greatest for our hand, but something like that. And then we still have a lot of outs. On this turn, we don't get any extra equity, but I feel like a barrel will take it down a lot. And then if we don't take it down, we can always jam the river. So it's just gonna barrel this turn and then jam the river. Gonna use like a 35 sizing, so that way we can jam the river with like a SPR of 1-to-1. And then we do just pick up the pot. That's always nice. When he check call there, when he cold called the 3-bet and check call the flop, on that kind of flop, most likely he has like a small pocket pair. At best maybe like pocket nice, but it's just not a hand that he can call 3 streets, especially facing a bet jam out of position. We flop a not flush draw. Gonna start with a small c-bet. Expect to get ace here quite often. He just folded. Start betting a little bit with the pair. Not exactly sure like what we beat. Obviously now with trips we definitely beat tons of hands. Gonna go for a overbet just because he could have like some 10 and then we have some like queen jack, jack 8, kind of busted draw, or even like busted flush draw. Well, actually no, busted flush draw get there. Most likely getting value from a 10. That's it. Still early in the session. Our eyes don't work really well so far. I thought it was like two clubs, 2 spades, but not a big deal. We had trips, so didn't have to worry about it. On this board, check calling against an unknown player seems pretty tight. We can lead this turn. Feel like checking is probably better though. 3-betting with ace jack off against button open. Gonna just bet this river. And here we are starting with a small c-bet. We do get paid by ace jack, I mean ace 10. Here we are 3-betting a7 suited. Gonna barrel this turn pretty big, and then not sure if this is the hand that we want to jam, but definitely barreling this turn. Actually checking isn't too bad because I mean we can have some king queen. I guess we bet the turn and fold the river. I don't think this is the board we want to be triple barreling. We can wrap king queen here, and then ace king sometime we bet as well. But when he called the turn, he has to have like king queen specifically, and then if we just barrel it off, gonna gets called like most of the time. So it's definitely like a board that we want to be double barreling, but not triple barreling that much, because once he called the turn, he's pretty much always have king queen there. Pocket kings no action, kind of suck, but never complain when we just win the pot without having to fight for it. King queen suited, gonna put in a 3-bet here. Ace nine suited here, we can squeeze sometimes, but mostly we are folding. We pretty good flop for king queen. If he had ace king, I expect him to like 4-bet, so pretty confident we have the best hand here. On this turn, we are gonna check back. Just pretty much give up. Turns a 7. I don't see he has that many 7 in his range, so we're just gonna barrel this turn and get it in on the river. If he has ace king, then I don't know what to say, because he shouldn't have that many ace king here. And we do just pick up the pot. That's always nice. Queen jack suited facing a 3-bet, we are definitely gonna peel. Here facing a 3-bet from the big blind, we are gonna put in a 4-bet and get it in. Even though we're a little bit deeper, like 135 big blind, but ace king button versus big blind, pretty much never folding. And this is a pretty good flop for our hand and pretty good flop for our range. Checking back with second pair. Second time. If he calls, I expect him to have like ace jack a lot here. Not exactly sure if ace jack gonna fold. Probably not. Just gonna check back. Pocket nice. On here, there's no reason to barrel this turn. Because he could be doing this with like aces and kings. Just gonna check back. And we do get there on the river. And on this river, we are not gonna bluff. I mean, we're losing to like pocket 8s, pocket 10s, but it's whatever. Ace 9, that's a little bit surprising. Call a 4-bet with ace 9 suited out of position. Amazing player, dude. I mean, he either jammed there or like flat calling 4-bet there is like doesn't really make too much sense. We are 3-betting here. Flat calling sometime, but we might get squeezed, so 3-betting is probably better. Here when he led the river against us, we're check calling with the flush draw and overcards. We can check raise sometimes. Actually, we're gonna check raise here. I feel like we just jam here. If he had a jack, he probably has to call. We have more jack in our range. We can even be like jamming for a bluff. So if he has a jack, he's never folding. When he fold, he has like absolutely nothing. And it was kind of stupid for him to do that because in our range we have way more like jacks versus him. But it's whatever. I feel like if he had a jacks there, he's calling a jam, almost 100%, because we could be jamming for a bluff very often there. Just because he just doesn't have that many jacks. Like ace jack suited is the only combination that he could be having there. Ace queen out of position, we're gonna put in a 4-bet. Gonna make it a little bigger too. Calling isn't the worst either, but offsuit hand I probably just prefer to 4-bet. And pretty good flop for our hand. Gonna start with the small c bet. We're only losing to kings and aces, and then I expect him to like probably just jam pre-flop because under the gun versus under the gun +1, like our ranges are very strong, so I don't see any reason to slow play there. Here we are gonna 3-bet this guy. He called a 4-bet in big blind with ace-9 suited earlier, so gonna make a note. I mean, I don't really call 4-bet. Call 4-bet BB with ace-9 suited. Here we are gonna start with a small c-bet as usual. Not the greatest turn, and not a good turn for us to barrel either. Since we don't have any clubs, so our hand just doesn't play that well. If he had a flush here, we're drawing dead. So gonna check, and most likely check folding. Expecting to check back here sometimes though. He does go for the bet. That tells me that he probably has like a mid pocket pair with the club, but we can't really do anything. And here, facing a 3-bet from the button. Ace queen off is like in the middle of like folding and 4-betting. I think against this player we're gonna go for a 4-bet because he doesn't call that many 4-bet. And we do just pick up the pot. Flop 2 pair on this board, that's pretty good. Gonna use a larger sizing here. Just because he can have like some, you know, combo draw like king queen of hearts. Gonna bet this turn. And we are checking this river. When he uses this sizing, I feel like he has like king of spades and then get there on the river. Check calling with top pair, top kicker. Not the greatest turn, but in our range we have a lot of knight 7. So he might not necessarily barrel this turn. This guy has to be a recreational player. We are not folding yet. Can go for a check raise. I don't think he has that many queen 9 in his range. The board just gets progressively worse. If he bets again, we just have to fold. There's nothing we can do here. Just don't see anything. I just don't think we beat anything there. On this board, we are check only once. With 2 flush draw out there, it's a little bit tricky. We are checking back with the ace. Gonna use a pot bet on the turn. When he used this sizing on the turn with his stack sizing, feeling like we should probably just fold. Obviously we can still have some best hands, but I just feel like we're gonna get bluff off very often. And he check call with the ace. He check call when we pot it on the turn. Just gonna go for a value bet on the river. He might put us on like king queen and king jack and then call with the 10. Obviously he can have a better ace, but hopefully not. He does call with the 10. That's exactly what I thought he would do. Because once the flop goes check check and then we start betting the turn, we could have tons of like king queen, king jack, queen jack type of hand for a gut shot. Just gonna fold king queen off here against the small blind 3-bet. He plays the 15-10, so pretty tight. And king queen offsuit is not necessarily the best hand to call with, even we have position. In a 3-bet pot, it just doesn't play that well. Pocket 7 on this board, facing 3 players, we are just gonna fold. No reason to see bet because one of them gonna have an ace or jack, and then we're never gonna. I mean, a jack we can get them to fold if we barrel the second time, but most likely they'll have an ace. Once he go check, 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 we might have the best hand. Just gonna start with a small bet, just to wrap a jack. And then I don't see them checking. This guy's the only guy who could potentially have an ace. Ace-8 suited is pretty close between a 3-bet and fold. And now we are just gonna check, because flush gets there, like we don't beat nothing anymore. But it was worth a shot, just using a small bet. He does have an ace. That's kind of weird that he didn't bet the flop. So we can just know that from the way he handled that hand, like he's a weaker player. Because he should definitely totally bet the flop when like it was check it to him. Facing under the gun raise, we are gonna 3-bet ace-queen off. However, this guy is pretty tight pre-flop rate in terms of pre-flop raising range. So gonna be a little careful if he just flatted. He could have ace-king. On this board, just gonna start with the small c-bet. On this flop, I expect him to be having like some suited connectors. So like, I feel like he connect with this board a little better than we do. And then we're gonna go for a check raise. A pretty big check raise. And we do turn an ace, that always helps. And gonna check raise for sure. And then get it in, obviously. And here we are gonna overbet the turn. Check calling with top pair. Pick up an open ender. Losing to king queen. I feel like we're gonna lead this turn. If you have king queen, I expect us to always get raised here. On the river, I feel like we check call, depending on the sizing he's using, but mostly check call. He can have some like queen X that missed. Start with the check here. Easy bucket, thanks for the good luck. Definitely need it. What happened here? Did he just check back? Check back with aces. That's super tight. Here we flop top 2. I'm gonna bet the turn. Start with a small c-bet. Thank you for your string and advice. Already noticed the big difference in my session. Been running bad in all ins, but have been getting a steady stream of uncontested pot. Decision making has been much better. Thank you so much, and I'm glad that you're improving. Partially because of the string, but mostly you are just playing well. I don't want to take too much credit from you. Appreciate the kind word though. Always welcome back in my string, and then just hang out. Ace 10 off facing a squeeze. This is pretty close between a. I guess we can always 4-bet. Guess we'll fold. Don't like calling with Ace 10 off there. It's just gonna put us in a pretty difficult spot. If I want to continue, definitely putting a 4-bet since we block aces and ace king, ace queen. This is a very strong hand when he like 3-bet under the gun raiser. Pocket ace though, we're never folding. At least have to see a flop. Against 2-player, a knight offsuit, peeling a flop. Flop a gacha and overcards. Just going to fold here. This is pretty close. I guess we fold because this guy just doesn't seem like somebody who's gonna fold their hand if they have like a pair or something. Very unlikely that he folded. On this board we are using a larger c-bet. The Titan 314, thanks for the follow, welcome to the stream. Facing a huge raise, we are just gonna fold. He has almost always have 2-pair plus here. Unfortunately we have to fold, but it's a pretty easy fold. Obviously we don't have anything, and then our hand don't really have any potential either, except like runner. Definitely not a situation we want to be in. Sean Anthony 1, thanks for the follow, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today, buddy? Raise, 3-bet. This is definitely a situation where we put in a 4-bet and most likely get it in. Defending against under the gun raise. Gonna play carefully though. We do flop top pair. And he did see bet hat pot. We're gonna check call. Pick up open ender, but he could have like some ace king, ace jack. So this is definitely not the best turn for us. And he does check back. That's a little bit weird. I feel like he could have tons of like ace queen. He could even have like, hopefully not though. Hopefully he has jacks, ace king. We do get sucked out, but it's okay. We did outflop him, so can't really complain. This board is super dry. Just gonna check and let him bluff at it. I mean, he could obviously have a better king, but start with the check here. And our kicker becomes an ace. I don't think he has that many ace in his range. Sometimes, but he's almost always gonna bet this river. Which means we probably have to call. He does use a larger sizing though. We are pretty much calling to chop. And he does have more aces than we do. I just don't think he'll barrel the turn without a pair, so we're gonna call. And he is just he is just doing some crazy bluff. Here we can go for 4-bet, we can call. I think we call and see a flop here. The reason why we check call the pot bet on the river was because I just don't think he will barrel the turn when the turn paired with the ace high. And in order for him to barrel the turn there and then bet the river like that, he only has like ace king there to make sense. And he has like all the bluffing combination, queen 10, queen jack, jack 10 for like a gacha on the turn. There's not even a gacha on the turn. I don't know what he's doing. But it's whatever. I just don't feel like he's barreling the turn with ace high. When he barreled the turn, he most likely has a king. I actually expected us to chop there. But he was just doing random shit with queen 6 suited. Good for us. When he checked the flop, we're gonna bet the turn. Blind versus blind, ace king suited. This session has been pretty weird. It's a pretty steady, but like we didn't really get that many big hands at all. It's no big hands at all, but we are like steady, just climbing. Ace 10, ace 3 suited. I would rather 3-bet here versus just a call. Go for a 3-bet. King 9 suited we might call. Offsuit is just a little bit too loose. Based on my experience, Friday night string, like not just string, like Friday night games, the pool is a lot easier, but however you have to treat it a little bit differently because people are less likely to fold. Because obviously we are playing against worse player, and worse player are just less capable of folding. On this flop we're gonna check back. And here we are gonna check with our gut shot and backdoor flush draw. Here we're just folding king queen. Gonna bet the turn. I was gonna check call this bet, but like after he raised, we have no option but to fold. Pocket tens at the cutoff, one of the better hand we're getting today. Definitely gonna raise. Pretty good flop for pocket tens. Gonna see bet pretty big. He does check raise. Doesn't mean we have the worst hand. Since we block a lot of straight draw with like Jack 10, Queen 10, Jack 10, the only hand we're losing here is probably like 9-8 suited. Now we're losing to 6-7, but not exactly sure how often 6-7 check raise the flop. We're gonna call again and then fold to a jam on the river. That's one of the worst card. And we're just gonna fold. It's unfortunate. Don't think he's bluffing here. It's just unlucky the river has to be a 9. Otherwise I feel like there's a good chance that he just shut down. Open this straight draw on this board, start with a small bet. We don't have a spades, but I don't think we're folding yet. Just don't see him having that many 7s. He could be check raising with like an overpair. Yeah, the pocket 10 hand's pretty easy fold on the river. I mean, he could have a set and then turn river a bolt. He could have trips very often. He could have a straight. Folding to this turn bet. And we are check folding here. Ace Jack suited, I feel like we should actually we're gonna go for a flat call here against an unknown player. Seems very loose. And then flop, a very good flop. Obviously top pair, top kicker with the diamond draw. Definitely not something you wanna snow play though, so gonna use a bigger sizing. Got check called instantly by the small stack. This is just a little bit concerning. However, it is a decent turn. If he has like 7-9, he flopped it anyways. But I feel like we definitely have to barrel this turn. Probably using like a pot bet. Not to worry about him. That is really weird to get check called there on the turn. I guess he can have like King Jack. Do we go for another street of value? I think we should. That's just gonna target like. That's gonna target like King Jack here. And we do just pick up the pot. That's nice. Durex Classic, thanks for the follow. How are you doing today, buddy? Jack 9 here, gonna 3-bet, just because we haven't been 3-betting too much this session. You can go to my bio, go to the channel that says about me, and then I listed everything we do, from like how I get started in poker, and then like a little bit of story about myself. And go check it out. If you have any other question after reading that, then come back to me, and then I'll be more than happy to answer. On this board, we are definitely not messing around, using a pretty large sizing. On the turn, it doesn't mean that he has a king. More likely he has a flush draw. Just gonna barrel this turn. And check folding on this flop. It's a little bit close, but wow, facing a check raise on the turn. That is a little bit weird. Definitely did not expect that. He could have like some combo draw, but most likely he have like King 10 here, or even a set. Just gonna fold. I feel like that guy is probably never bluffing. We are checking back here as well. Ace high is good. What? I'm terrible because I cannot fold while on tilt, especially. So my advice would be, if you feel like you're on tilt, you probably shouldn't be playing in the first place. That's gonna help you. If you just stop when you feel like you're on tilt or not playing your optimal game, just basically stops. 3-betting here with Jack 10 suited, and on this board, just check folding against the 3-better. Ace 10 against this player, it's pretty close. I guess we fold because the two guys in the blind 3-bet quite often. Here we flop gush shot and the backdoor flush draw. Start with the small c-bet and probably barrel turn depending on what it is. Definitely barreling this turn. That's gonna make the pot 189. Yeah, I feel like betting this sizing and then jamming the river if it's like a non-diamond, non-heart. Yeah, it's always better to just pick up the pot. We don't have to risk a triple barrel jam. Bluff. On this turn, we are going to bet like small. Oopsie. Facing a 4-bet, we are definitely just gonna jam with ace king. Good luck to us. At least he's not snap calling. That means we are at least flipping. Facing a check raise on this turn. We flop a king. Can we hold? Yes, we can. Just gonna fold here against the check raise because we have tons of king in our range, and then if he doesn't care and just check raise, most likely he has a king. If he's bluffing, then kudos to him. That's a good bluff. Hi Derek, I think this might be the best stream for poker online I've witnessed ever. I'm gonna send you an email. Keep up the good work and good luck at the table. Thank you so much. I don't know about being the best, but thanks for the kind word. Obviously, I try to be the best, but there are plenty of good streamers out there. I guess you like my style a little better since I'm like pretty chill, and then when he check called the flop, we're gonna barrel this turn and actually using an overbetting sizing. If he has a 9, it's very hard for him to continue. And if he has anything else like a flush draw, he has to pay for it. Like if he has like something like Jack 10 of diamonds, then he has to pay for like an overbet out of position to draw his overcards and flush draw. And then if he has a 9 here, it's gonna be pretty difficult for him to continue either. When he called and then the river comes a king, I feel like we always have to barrel this river. Just gonna be safe. Go for a double pot river. Get snap called by 9. Wow, that is a little bit shocking. I guess he just expect us to do that. Gonna make a notes about that guy. I mean, that's a little bit shocking that he just snap call with nice 6. I mean, but I guess like next time we're just stack him, so it's no big deal. J blazing. Just gonna put it on side and then put a notes about that guy. That is just a little bit crazy to call with nice 6, especially like snap call. Like we could easily have like, so we can easily have like ace king of diamonds, king queen of diamonds here, and then he just doesn't care. We play exactly the same way, but it's whatever. Club get there on the river, on the turn, but we do have the queen of club. Obviously, we're drawing that against like ace of club or king of club. We are just not drawing that, drawing to 2 outers, checking back this turn. Not the cleanest run out. Depending on what he do. He check, we're just gonna check behind. And we do beat a check. That's always nice. So this guy is definitely like check call 3 street 2x river pot bet with nice 6 on 9 deuce deuce 5 king board 2 diamonds on the flop. Definitely not gonna stop us from keep doing the sending. I don't really care. On this turn though, like we don't really have that much potential. Just gonna check back, and we're checking back, so we get to see what he's playing. Ace queen, and he didn't 3-bet, so he's definitely like a pretty bad player. Now we have the notes, even though like we lost like a 130 pot or something over there to him, but it's totally worth it in a long run. This guy's gonna be a recreational player, so is this guy. $130 is nothing to get information. $130 is like totally worth it to get like that kind of information where you can just 2x pot bet all the time on the river for value, and then he's gonna call with like top pair. It's just really good information to have, especially like when there's like flush draw and the mist on the river. You can always like 2x pot bet, and then he'll pay you off. So in a long run, like even though like losing $130 there kind of suck, but in a long run, it's just gonna be like super plus EV, knowing that he plays that way. Because he doesn't, like that call on the river is definitely negative EV for him, but he doesn't recognize it, and I don't think he cares. Because if he's the type of player who spent that much time studying like what's the best play at a certain like any given spot, like he's probably not gonna call there. Like even like for me, like I might even fold the king there. Like I don't know. Because facing like a double pot bet, you just have to be like be sure you are having the best hand like 80% of the time, 70% of the time, or something like that. In order for that call to be profitable, I'm just gonna fold this flop. Opening with King Jack suited. Mercola, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Against this guy, we are appealing. We are appealing in general, with pocket threes in the blind. Facing a 3-bet cutoff versus button, we are gonna peel with King Jack suited. On this flop, we probably just check folding, because our hands is like no potential. Unless we like check raise and then like, you know, bet the turn, go crazy, then obviously we always have a chance to pick up the pot, but like, does that make sense to always do that when you have no equity? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Flop top pair, top kicker. Start with a small C bet against 2 players. And losing to 6-4, but I don't think he will call 6-4 in the small blind. Just gonna barrel this turn and then go for 3 street of value. Hopefully he has like king queen, queen jack. Facing a check raise is a little bit weird, actually. He could have a set. I don't think he has that many 4-6, but we're just gonna call. We're never folding here. Just gonna take a little bit of time to think about what hand he could possibly have here, because this is a pretty weird board. Like he's almost never like calling with like 7-5, queen 7, queen 5, queen 3. So in order for him to have the best hand here, he literally need to have a set or like 4-6 suited. And he's gonna jam if he bets, and he does. We're just gonna fold. We don't. Will he play king queen this way? 3-bet. Yeah, this guy plays like raise 13% of the time. And then he doesn't 3-bet, doesn't 4-bet, so definitely doesn't seem like someone who's capable of pulling a bluff like this. So we are just gonna fold. If he had king queen here, he's just gonna check call 3 street. So obviously he had the best hand. Pretty easy fold. On this turn, I think we have to barrel because this guy doesn't fold to that many c-bets. And then we use a small c-bet to begin with, and then it's always good that we river a straight. I feel like he could have a lot of flush draws. So instead of betting for value to get value from an ace, we're gonna check it to him and hopefully he bluff at it. If he has an ace, and then he might very much turn his hand into a bluff. He doesn't, but I guess he just clicked like check or fold, so it didn't really matter. Here with aces, we do face mid position open, a cold call, and then a squeeze 3-bet. Definitely gonna put in a 4-bet. Pretty much just mid 4-bet, I think. And really good flop for pocket kings. Start with the small c-bet. Oh, I think we start with like a tiny bet here. Just gonna put him in a pretty difficult situation. It's a very easy call, and then it's a cooler. He is drawing officially dead on the flop. But that was a cooler. Against a pretty good regular, I respect his game, and I'm pretty sure 100% he respect our game. Because he's not like somebody who's He's not somebody who's gonna like, you know, check off 3 street with like knight 6 when flopping a knight for top pair. That guy knows us, we know him, like we have respect for each other's game, so he's never gonna do that as a bluff. So it's just a cooler, but good thing that we're on the better on the winning side. Here we are starting with a small c bet. King 9, we can pure a flop since he raised like really small. Pharaohs, thanks for follow, buddy. How are you doing today? Welcome to the stream, man. When he called a flop, I feel like we are checking very often here. We're gonna check our ace king, we're gonna check ace queen. We might even check some 2 pairs. Just gonna check it down, not gonna bluff. Ace jack suited here, we can go for 3 bet, we can go for a flat call. Gonna go for 3 bet. Flat calling here might be problematic because we can get squeezed by Parker. Here facing a 4 bet, with ace king suited, I think we have to see a flop. Not thrilled about the situation. We are checking here. But definitely not jamming here. Jamming here is like way overplaying your hand. We call and pure flop. Now we can fold pretty easily. But he checks, so... we definitely have some queens in our range. But on this board, we are not gonna bet even if we have queens, so we are checking back. And we pick up a gotcha on the turn. And here, king queen suited facing a 4 bet, we're just gonna fold. This guy went nuts. On this board, we are gonna take a chance with pocket fives, just by calling. Obviously, we can easily get squeezed. Here we are 3 betting a little bigger with ace queen. Just gonna fold. Don't expect this guy to. I was gonna say don't expect him to call that often because he could be squeezing light there. And we flop a set against an unknown player. Seems pretty tight. Ace king here is just easy fold. And here, cutoff open, button 3 bet. We had the widest range. Definitely gonna 4 bet here. Using a pretty big sizing. And never folding kings here in this situation. Here we are gonna go for a check raise. 4x check raise because this flush draw, there's a lot of straight draw, and we are just gonna get it in. Good luck to us. Expect us to run into aces and kings, hopefully not set over set. And we do run into aces, and we do hold. That's always nice. It's a kind of like a really good board for a set because we have tons of draws. Like it's for the same reason that we were check raising big there, because the flop has tons of open-ended straight draw, tons of flush draw, tons of combo draw, flush and gotcha, flush and open-ended. So at the same time, like even though like we're afraid of those draw, that's why we sized up our raise. However, at the same time, because he had aces, and then we could have all the above I just talked about. That's why it's better for us, because against aces is drawing to like 10%. Basically 2 outers. That's why like it's kind of, when we have a set there, it's kind of good for us because he's not gonna give us credit for a set. Most likely he's gonna give us credit for like a, you know, combo draw or something like that, just because we have a lot of those hands in our range. And it worked out for us, so that was pretty lucky. In this board, we're gonna start with a check. There's not really any reason to c-bet this flop if we don't have position, and then we are checking a lot of our ace king and aces. On this turn, I feel like we have to bet a little bit. Doesn't have to be too much because we crushed this board pretty hard with our 3-betting range. So just gonna bet small, and then if he doesn't have a king or ace, he's definitely folding. And then we do just pick up the pot like that. It's not about the style, it's your knowledge, buddy. Thank you so much. I'm not sure I'm like the most knowledgeable player, but I do have over 13-14 years of poker experiences at a pretty high level. But I'm pretty sure there are plenty of other people that are better than me. Against a half pot c-bet, I think we can check call once with the gut shot and backdoor flush draw. And we are checking this turn, expecting to check back very often here, unless he has specifically like ace of spade or like he already have a flush here. When he barreled the turn, he almost always have like a queen X with the ace of spade, or like he already have the flush. Against this guy, we're just gonna fold ace 8 suited, blind versus blind, because he doesn't 3-bet that often. So gonna respect his range a little more. Fanboy? Actually no, like King 10 of clubs, like he's pretty new to the stream. I think he subscribed, I mean he started following us like this week, if I'm not mistaken, but it's definitely recent. He's not like one of the originals. Definitely not like one of the OGs. On this flop, on this turn we are checking when a diamond hits. We raise under the gun and under the gun plus 1 3-bet, and the button cold call. I feel like this is a hand we just jam. This guy is a recreational player. Calling in position. Is there a point to putting a 4-bet? I guess against this guy there is. I guess we just go for a 4-bet. Once we 4-bet, we are not folding. Actually, we're just gonna jam. Don't see any reason to a 4-bet. And we do just take down the pot. Because it's gonna be really weird, because I wasn't too worried about the big blind calling range, but I was kind of worried about the under the gun plus 1 range. But if I just 4-bet and then he jams, then I feel like we're obligated to fold, versus if we probably never folding, so might as well just like jam, if that makes sense. I mean 150 big blind, I mean ace king suited, are we ever folding there? Maybe like if it's like under the gun raise, we 4-bet in small blind and then he like, I mean we 3-bet in small blind and then he 4-bet. But even that, it's like very unlikely. A small c-bet here. Mega Den is a pretty good regular. So yeah, it's kind of a spot where I just don't see like 4-bet has like any meaning to it, especially there's a cold caller in between. There's so much dead money already. If we 4-bet and then under the gun plus 1 decide to flat, that's just gonna bring along the big blind, and then we're playing ace king suited 3-way, which is not ideal. That's why I just jam. I just feel like there are enough dead money where jamming might be the best plus EV play versus a 4-bet. If we got aces, definitely 4-betting more. Kings is probably a jam as well. Against the 3-better and the cold caller, just so much dead money already. Can be greedy sometimes. Gamer Unknown is definitely one of the OGs, been sticking with us for quite some time. Check calling with top pair. One of the OG, man. One of the OG crew. Started this stream with me, going through the 2 to 3 viewers stage. Highly appreciate it, even though it's been like a month plus, but still, without you guys, I'll never be where I am today. I feel like we're gonna bet this river. Kind of use a larger size thing, I feel like, because just because we can have like king queen, king 10 type of hands that missed. On this river, I think we just check call, expecting to bet all the time. It's whatever. Yeah, that can happen, but it's a small bet, so it's whatever. Pocket sixes, it's 3-bet or fold against the button open. I don't like just calling there out of position, while he can be like opening with his entire range. On this turn, we are going for the overbet. Rodem Bispo, thanks for the follow, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Hoping that you have a great, wonderful Friday night so far. This guy opened pretty loose. In pocket nines, we are gonna go for a 3-bet in a small blind. On this board against this player, we are just gonna start with a small c-bet. Our range is super strong. Ace, king, king, queen. On this turn, I think we are checking a lot. Even with our king, we are checking a lot. If we have like ace, king here, we are checking. I don't see a reason to bet, honestly. If we're ace, king, we are checking as well. And he does have pocket fives, and we can pick up the pot. That's always nice. On this board, starting with a small c-bet. Against sit out, which is who is a pretty good regular. Blind versus blind would probably be pure. Without a club in our hand, just gonna go for a small c-bet and then just range betting pretty much. We raise under the gun. We have all the good hands. Once he call, we are gonna give up, especially when a fourth club get there. I guess we could check. And we are folding here. King queen, so check call with gut shot. That makes sense. That's why like small c-bet is like always good. Not always good, depending on the texture, but mostly good. Because we can be doing that with our entire range, and people just always gonna check call light out of position against a small c-bet, and you are forcing people to make mistake when you use a smaller c-bet sizing. People just tend to misplay their hand facing small c-bets. Raise and a 3-bet. Pocket 5 is a good hand to catch a fish like him, but not good to against a c-bet. I mean a 3-bet. This guy has to be a recreational player with money. That's good. We are defending here. And flat bottom 2 pair. If you guys know me, I don't really like bottom 2 pairs that much. Because I feel like it's a hand that always gonna lose a lot of money and doesn't really win any big pots. Because when you're facing aggression with bottom 2 pair, people almost always crushes you. And then when you don't face aggression, obviously they don't have anything. I guess we can value bet for a just targeting like ace jack, ace queen. He does just fold. Dr. Stunks, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream, buddy. How are you doing today? Just gonna fold here. Ace-6 offsuit is pretty close between opening and folding. Gonna open. The only bot command is is tax. That's the only thing that's available. Pocket sevens here, we can 3-bet. We can call. I like 3-betting. I don't feel like calling here. Gonna use a 5x 3-betting size. Do you have a graph? Yes, I do. I always show my graph at the end of the session. You can always go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com, and just search D Lee Poker. I'm not even sure if it's worth it. If nobody watches the video, I'm just gonna not do it on YouTube and then just focus on Twitch. Because recreational player, they tend to enjoy highlights more. King Jack suited facing under the gun +1 3-bet. I think this is a spot where we can fold. King Jack suited. Proglen 95 TTV, thanks for follow. Catherine 541, thanks for follow. Holy Hammer Week, thanks for follow. Welcome to the stream, guys. Facing a 3-bet, pocket nice under the gun. We can 4-bet sometimes. We can flat sometimes. Mostly flatting because I don't want to turn pocket 9 into a bluff. Our hand does play pretty well post flop. Not on this board though. On this board we are almost always dead. And then if we're alive, like they have like ace king, ace jack suited, which still has tons of equity against us. How many hands since I started streaming? I think close to 120,000. Actually, it could be more because I play tons of 50 NL just for the COVID challenge. If you wanna follow it, you can always go to YouTube, search my channel, and then it's all there. How we started with 1,000 bankroll, and then how we 11x it in like a month. Or like 2 months, I guess. We got a cold call from the blind. That's a little bit weird, but gonna start with a small C bet. And if it gets called on this board, just gonna give up. We thought middle pair, just gonna check. Spade gets there. Not exactly sure his calling ranges are. Maybe like king queen suited. Gonna check here. We don't beat anything on this board except like queen jack, and we are check calling with middle pair. Turn 2 pair, expecting to check back very often here. And thanks. He does check back, and then we're gonna bet this river for value. Hopefully he call with the queen. I don't think he will. We are folding this river. Pretty good streamer, pretty good poker player. Coaches me on a monthly basis sometimes just to help me make sure that my game is on par. We have similar win rate, but he's probably a little better than me. definitely better than me in online poker. I feel like maybe I improved to a point where we're pretty even, but yeah, he's a good friend of mine. Jack's facing 3-bet. We can 4-bet here. Calling has no issue. The problem with 4-betting is if he jam, we pretty much have to call it off. So calling in position is probably better here. On this board, we are gonna check. We're gonna raise if he bets. When he checks, we are still gonna bet. Just gonna bet a little bit, not too much. Flop open-ended here against the fish. Queen is not the greatest turn, but not the worst. Gonna barrel this turn pretty big though. He could have like ace king of diamond, ace king of heart. So we do need to protect our equity here. It's Noodles, thanks for follow. Welcome to the stream. What the hell happened there? Oh, he just folded. Okay, that makes sense. We are checking this river. Hopefully our knight is good. Hopefully he has like a small pocket pair. Queen Jack is the best hand. Ligonzo, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. So the problem with Twitch poker streaming, I feel like there are tons of players who are do have a. We're gonna double pot this turn. We are pretty deep, and then this card does benefit our range a lot harder. We are 3-betting here, and we do just pick up the pot. That's always nice. So I feel like this not trying to like throw shades at tournament players, but tournament streaming is just so boring to watch. It's because, in my opinion, tournaments is just like spots, right? So you have to play your spots right, and we're jamming here. Unless Parker jam, then we have to think about it. And we are jamming against this guy. Good luck to us. Hopefully we don't run into aces. No instant call, that's always a good sign. That means we have the best hand. And he just folded, so he was just squeezing. So tournaments about like picking your spots right. Like what kind of ranges you jam with when you have like 15 big blind, 20 big blind, 10 big blind. It's all about like range. It's all about like what hand you should be jamming with, what hand you should be calling a jam with. So I feel like that kind of stuff, like you can basically, like if you play online tournaments, you can basically like download a chart. Like the chart would tell you exactly what you should do when you have like certain stacks, like between like 5 BB to like 25 BB. There's a chart for like telling you exactly what you should do at any given spot, like what hand you should be shoving with, what hand you should be folding with, what hand you should be calling a jam with at any given position. So basically you can just follow the chart, right? And then what's the point of like streaming that? I'm just not into that. Versus like cash game, there's so much like in-depth play. With the gut shot and the backdoor club, I feel like we have to peel once. Betting this turn. Just gonna fold. And we are checking this river. Folding to the turn bet. Expecting to have like some miss flush draw, a straight draw, yeah, something like that. I would say that we're gonna check call the river for sure. So cash games a lot of like tough decision, a lot of tough spots all the time. Like if you have been following me, like almost every stream, there's a spot where like people can improve on. Even for myself, like there's always a spot where I can improve. Like cash game just so complex and then just so in depth that there are tons of there are things that's always gonna happen that tournament plays who rarely happens, just because people mess with you way more with like double XPA, triple XPA. Like in tournaments, people almost never do that. So I feel like this is actually one of the reasons why I start streaming cash game, because I feel like cash game is like so much more fun to watch on stream. Here we can call, we can fold sometimes. Not fold, we can 4-bet or we can call. Probably go for a 4-bet though. Just because he has tons of his 3-betting range against us is pretty wide, and then I don't wanna, I need to punish him in his 3-betting range, and then he does just fold. That's a huge win if he has like pocket sevens. Just gonna 3-bet. The two players in the blind doesn't squeeze that much. So yeah, I feel like, and then I was looking at Twitch, and then I think the only cash game streamer I saw was like Blooms, and then like a few others, but they're like very small number of streamer who stream cash game who are actually good. Checking back on Kings here. That's why I started streaming, pretty much. And then I'm glad that you guys like it and you guys enjoying the stream. I'm gonna start betting this turn. And we are 3-betting here. Yeah, Blooms has stopped streaming for a while because he's busy with his life. I think right now we're probably the most consistent streamers that I'm a pretty consistent guy. I always just follow my schedule. I almost never miss a stream. So Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. I almost never missed it. Once in a blue moon, I'll miss it. But most of the time I make it. Yeah, when you use a larger c-bet sizing, it kind of just forces people to play perfect, sort of. Versus if you're doing small c-bet, like you're doing it with your entire range. I think calling with the Gasha here is pretty standard. And we can always take it away on turn. With 2 flush draws out there, I think we have to I think we have to use the overbet here. I'll like 25. And we do take it down. The reason why I use the larger sizing is because we have all the 2 pairs and sets, and he never have those. And then with 2 flush draw out there, we're supposed to be barreling super hard, just to punish his potential draws. Yeah, when you are using smaller c-bet, you're just forcing people to make mistake because you're doing it with your entire range. So obviously that's gonna involve involve the nutty range. It's gonna involve like the middling part, like the top pair, decent kicker but not the best kicker, and then it's gonna it's gonna include like some bluffs. So people just make mistake against smaller sizing. Mostly everyone in my micro game is half pot or less c-bet. Yeah, I think people are learning and adapting pretty fast. Under the gun race, facing a big blind 3-bet, king queen offsuit is not the hand we want to stick with. Except for occasional overbet flop and then other crazy stuff that only happens at micro and high stakes. Yeah, overbet happens. It doesn't happen that often in this game actually. I think only the very good regulars uses overbet, like myself. Parker does it, not too often. Sit Out definitely does it. Sonic 3D Blast does it, but I haven't seen him for a long time. I don't know where he has gone. Maybe he moved up to like bigger games, because he was one of the best regular. Who else? LOL Trump voters, he does some overbetting as well. Only the best regs does it, and then like the regular regs or the bad regs, they don't do it as often. Fish player, they obviously never does it. Is that USD dollar? Yes, it is USD dollars. You should advertise your YouTube more. Didn't even know about it. Yes, but like YouTube is like, it takes so much of my time to like edit and shit. Like, and then most YouTube viewers, they're like casual viewers. So I'm not sure if like it's worth my time. I'm so busy with my business and then streaming every day, and then like some coaching session here and there. It's just like I am pretty busy. I'm gonna bet the turn. He could have some flush draw, so we size down a little bit, just so flush draw can call. And then obviously he has some like ace. We're gonna check back here. Hopefully he has flush draw versus ace. He does have an ace, and that's fine. Wait, who was he saying is a good friend of him? Coach stream cut out for me. Where's the link to the chart? I understand about the theory and stuff, but like tournament is all like theory. It's not as in depth in my opinion. I play tons of tournaments too. And then I enjoy playing tournaments, but I just wouldn't play tournaments for living because P Chen is my good friend. He's almost like he's probably the best poker tournament player in Asia. He's a pretty good friend of mine, and just hearing his story of like how many tournaments he can gone through and then still losing big, it's just like it's kind of scary, honestly. But I have like no problem. Like I respect tournament players. It's just different. It's just different. I just feel like I play a ton of tournaments myself, and then I follow good tournament players stream. But in my opinion, it's just hard to stick to tournament action unless you're like really deep in a tournament, which is like once in like 100 tournaments or something. Like the early stage and mid stage of the tournament is just so boring. Where like I'll never like stick to a tournament stream if it's like early stage. This turn we are betting, and we do river astray. Just gonna overbet this turn river, and we are checking this river. He can have like some missed spade draw. We are calling here. Pocket nice. That's unfortunate that he hit the 2-outers, but I don't know what he was doing on the turn. Calling that kind of 80% bet, but whatever. He got rewarded for that. Facing a like less than 3x 3-bet, pocket 7 we're almost always calling, and he is definitely one of the weaker fish. Trying to catch up on chats, guys. Pardon my speed. Do some cash game streaming. Kakiri, I think I have watched his stream before. Is there a Discord? I'm on mobile, so I can see. Yes, there's a Discord. Let me give it to you. Hold on. Facing a 3-bet, we're not gonna call. We are just gonna fold. Any tips on improving your hand reading? What's your thought process like? So it's all about like ranges. So when somebody open like here, he opened mid position, like his ranges is probably like ace 9 plus, ace 8, like suited ace, king queen, king jack, something like that. And then like how our hand play against his range. And then depending on the flop, if the flop is dry, if the flop is wet. And then we just make depending on how much he bet, there's a lot of information involved. But I think watching our stream definitely gonna help you in terms of reading your opponents or how to put your opponents on a specific hand. Pocket queens under the gun. We are playing 18-14 today. That's how tight we are. Normally it's like 24-20, but today we're playing 18-14. Maybe we're not getting hands. I feel like we're always playing tighter on Friday. It's just because I feel like there's no need to like really work hard for every single pots. We can just wait for spots, and then those fish is just gonna bring money. I think that's why. Like normally we're playing like 24, 25 with the 21, 22, 20 pre-flop raise. But I feel like on Friday we're always like playing hovering around like 19, 18 with the 14, 15 pre-flop raise. King Knight suited there is a 3-bet sometimes, folding sometimes. It's just because Friday night there's so many bad players and so many fishes out there. Just percent just to chat with you guys and then hang out. It's tons of like unknown players too. Like we are 3-betting here with ace queen suited. Or maybe we're just like getting trash hand after trash hands. Sometimes that happen like for 1 session or 2 session. But I mean, I think we're up, so I'm not exactly sure we should be complaining. And then we're playing pretty well, so not gonna complain about it. Jack 6 suited with a good regular on the button is just pretty suicidal to open. And then those situations where we just can't do nothing, King 6 offsuit in small blind, like what can we do there but to fold? Opening Queen 10 suited. Here like 7-6 suited facing like a under the gun raise from a 9% pre-flop raise player. It's just stupid, right? Yeah, just gonna fold. Could make a case for call there, but I mean there's a good player in the blind, so expect it to be squeezed very often. Ace 9 suited. I think we have the best hand right now, but we'll see how it goes. Expecting to check a lot on this turn. And here's where we can go for a blocker bet. Not too much, like a little bit over 1/3 is probably perfect. Even can go like a little smaller, like 24, because we have tons of flush here, and then he can have like pocket king and pocket queen with queen of spades. That's just gonna check the river, and we can just pick up the pot. He does have ace king, but I have absolutely no problem playing that way. Like see how much money we lost there? Like we just used like a $24 turn bet, and then it basically shot him down while he's supposed to be going for like 3 street of value. So that's when the board kind of saved us. But once again, we have position, so he just has to be careful. Your string keeps dropping. Internet is super always helps. Oh, not the flush. I thought we had suited queens. Super too bad. Gonna see bad. And we are calling in position with the a7 suited. Pretty good flop, mid position, mid pair, flush draw. And he limps 3 bets. Limps 4 bets. Not exactly sure what he has. It's a little bit confusing actually. Ace 10 suited though. I think we just fold. It's really close. I guess we can call just because the sizing he's using. But if we flop a pair, we kind of have to go with it. Here, I feel like pot odds is probably right if we get there. Unfortunately, we don't. We still beat ace king though, and then he has to be concerning once we call the second barrel. Hopefully he give up. And here we're just gonna give it to him. And he does check. Hopefully he has ace king. Ace deuce. Good for us that a heart didn't come. Win a big pot with just pair 7. That's what position do to you, man. Maybe like king 3 suited or something. I don't think he would check a flush draw on the flop. I can be wrong though. Checking back this flop. Just gonna go for a value bet, and then if it gets raised, we are folding. And we are gonna barrel this turn super hard. When you check the second time, we're gonna start betting. Nit rack for the win today. Yeah, that's for here we are gonna fold to a raise. Kind of weird that he checked back a flush draw. I guess he could have like ace x of diamonds and then just doesn't want to c bet and gets check raised. That kind of makes sense. So we are gonna fold. He almost always certainly have a flush here. He could have some pocket queens even. Very less likely since we blocked that, but we are definitely beat there. Thanks for Discord, Aju. Thank you. Twitch is. That's a private game we played a few days ago against some of the best players in the world. Darren Elias, Goose Core, and Kitty Quill. We got a private invitation to Kitty's birthday party game. Larger sizing c-bet here. 10-20, and then you get to see how we play against some of the world best players. Because we raised under the gun, we had tons of like ace king suited. We could have a flush draw on the flop and then just get there on the turn. So definitely betting there. And here we are just go for a check fold. Don't see them because I'm still doing other stuff on my other screen. Not my other screen, like on my another half of the screen. So I don't know what's didn't give me like any indication where we are dropping, because normally if we are dropping stream, like I'm gonna get like a warning here saying that like sure what's going on, because yeah, ever since you guys brought it up, I check my internet and I check my ping regularly every second. There's nothing going on there, so I guess it has to be Twitch traffic. I have no clue. Sorry about that, man. It normally doesn't happen. I don't know what is going on, but Streamlab OBS shows like nothing, so hopefully it gets fixed later. Turn a pair. I'm gonna start betting. Yeah, if it's like something wrong, then I must filter it somewhere, and then like ping is gonna spike or something. Like it shouldn't be not sure. I'm pretty sure, I guess. Maybe you guys can go to YouTube and then see the stream there. See if three betting with ace jack here. And if you guys can, go to my YouTube channel and give me a sub. I am really close to 100 subscribers there, even seeing on YouTube. Go to my YouTube and then give me a sub. Just show some support. Highly appreciate it. Just need 3 more subs. On this turn, I think we are betting. and checking on this flop. Three betting with kings, and we are going to value bet this river. Facing a 4-bet, we are just gonna get it in. Facing this guy who only 4-bet 1% of the time, it kinda sucks, but based on my experience, like, this kind of player still 4-bet bluff sometimes, so. Ace Queen. Wow. That is loose, man. Shit. Facing a check raise, we are not folding with an ace yet. Ooh, see, like, this is the thing that so never yeah, so this is why, like, I always use the stats just as a reference. And then this has happened to me like multiple times. This is not the first time, right? This is like I don't know, like maybe the 20th time where somebody has a 1%, 2% 4-bet buy rate and 4-bet percentage, and then he was calling our 5-bet jam with ace queen offsuit. Like, how awful is that? I don't understand, man. Pocket 6. If we flop a set, we can potentially get his entire stack. And we turn the nuts. That's always good. We're gonna use the overbet sizing. Hopefully he has a knight. And we are using a small, obviously deeper. Raise pre-flop. Check call the flop. I guess we have to call. Is he ever bluffing here? Like, what the hell? Like, what hand can you be bluffing here? I just don't see it. Just gonna fold. I don't see any bluffing combination there that he could potentially have. Especially he used such a small sizing. Just smell like value for me. YouTube also lagging. Oh, I am having issue as well over your PC. Wrong spawn while it lasted. Yeah, pretty bad. GG. Okay, I guess we just wrap up the session. Start tomorrow. Sorry about that. I have no idea what's going. Let's just wrap up the session. At least you guys can see the graph. One of the last hand, we are having kings. Facing a cold call in the big blind, that is extremely weird, and this is one of the best flop for kings, so we are definitely gonna go for it. Against two player, I think we just go for a bigger bet and then just get it in on turn. No instant call means good for us. Definitely have the best hand here. This is where overbet like gets people in trouble. Like, he might have a hard time folding queens. He might have a hard time folding jacks. I mean, he should be folding, but especially on this board where there's like absolutely no draw, or maybe you could have like ace king of heart, ace queen of heart, or something like that, and then he's gonna look us with jacks or queens, which is gonna be good for us. Just gonna fold it. Okay, and then let's just take a look at the session tonight. So tonight we run pretty good. Up $711. We ran